Okay, I hope it's not too windy. I'm going to step outside of the shop here in a second to the Superfly that you see in front of you here. I've made the prop guard as light as I could. That whole thing, well, right now it probably weighs 5 pounds, maybe 6 total, maximum. That's because I added a couple of extra tubes. I can't really add any more weight to it as it is. I either have to take that guard off and make it go cageless, or come up with another plan for a prop guard that's not going to be excessive weight. It can't weigh any more than it does now. So 6 pounds, 7 tops, and I mean I'm going to be right at my 254 pound limit, which I've been trying to avoid all along. Let you know how that goes. So what my problem is right now, I believe it will work just fine. I could put a holder here for the lines, and that's strong enough to hold the lines, and there's no way that they're going to get near the prop, you see. I mean, I can pull and tug, and I mean, it would really take a lot to get it into the lines. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be trying to widen pull apart here instead of pull together and get up above the prop guard instantly. But what concerns me is, you see this? Watch. When I take the tube and just pull it tight and let go, how it sits there and just keeps flexing and going and going and going and going. That worries me, because I'm afraid that the tubes will fatigue, and I fear that they're going to start cracking off either here where they're welded. There's not much movement there right now, or here where they're welded, and there's really no movement there either. All the movement seems to be in a line along these real thin tubes here. They're just long and slender. There's too much movement. I tried putting a cable around it. Of course, I never pulled it super tight, but it dampened the vibration slightly, but it didn't dampen the vibration enough to suit me. I mean, I could still go like that and still get a lot of movement. You know, it probably dampened it down to about like that. It's just still there. I may add the cable to it and go ahead and try it like it is. Everything else is going to add too much weight unless I go with a no cage approach. The no cage approach would be cutting all this off, so I would lose all these tubes, lose all the tube in the center, and lose the prop guard ring. And then I was going to, if I go the prop guard approach, put the Heim fitting in here so it can swivel, and weld a tube onto it. Cut this off right here. Cut this off across here, so that the tube can rotate upon this axis, or this bolt. Put a stop here so it can come down. Have it extend out, about here, you know, just beyond the prop. About where the cage is, a little further out than what the cage is right now. So it'd be out about like so. And have the riser just run along that tube, you know, just loosely attached to that tube, so that it stays with the tube, say in 4 or 5 places down along the length of the tube. And as that tube goes up, the riser has to go with it. It can rotate right here, and if this is cut out, just almost to the pulley bolt there, it can go up and go forward just slightly. So it would be as it would be in flight. And then I'd have to work out exactly where, once I knew where the CG was going to be set at, devise a guide, a skidder plate as Terry put it, to come around here somehow, about like so, that tube would hit and could not go in anymore. It would have to come out. As it lowers, it would drive the tube out so that it would stay out far enough distance away from the prop. As it comes up, the skidder will allow it to go in if it needs to, or if it wants to. And then once it's straight up, of course, or even close to straight up, once it's at about this angle, it'll be totally free to move any way it wants to. That's the only other idea I can come up with at this point. Actually, it wasn't all my idea. It was mostly Terry's idea and the fellas on the group, and I appreciate all of the help from everyone, all of the ideas. Whether I use them or not, I still appreciate hearing about them and considering them. This plan will work. I just have to find a way to reduce the weight of the prop guard, eliminate the prop guard, or beef this one up. Something has to be done. I don't know what. But you see, this vibration is what I'm concerned about. And I've already got the triangulation at the top, the best I can do. I can't do that any better. There's 3 tubes coming together. Stops it from going forward, stops it from going left and right. So that seems to be pretty stable up there. I suppose if I did something similar over on the edges, but it's just more weight. I can't afford more weight. If I were to try to triangulate with heavier tubes over here, you know, at least a pound on each tube. It's 2 more pounds, and I'm not sure that would do it either. I mean, that would maybe stiffen this up, but then I would have this up here going crazy. And I can't replace all of these tubes with heavier tubes. It's just too much weight. So now you know the story of what I'm dealing with here, what I'm trying to figure out. Trying my best.